If you've ever set a boundary with family and the moment they push back, you cave and you take back your no, today I'm going to show you how to not do that. I'm going to show you how to build a shelter around your boundary so that you feel grounded, safe, and protected. You can weather out the storm. I'm going to show you my 3-step checklist. It's super simple. We're going to walk through it together. So by the end of this, you are going to have a completed checklist. And then you can go back to episode 1 where I walked you through the clear formula, my 5-step method, where I'll just show it to you quick. It's right here. So we went through the clear method in episode 1. This is the framework I had to make myself. So every boundary book that I would read, every script I would look up online, I was like, I could never, ever say this to somebody. Like if somebody said this to me, I would start crying. Like it all just felt so harsh. And maybe I'm just too sensitive, but I really don't think I'm alone in that. I think that's what really like turns a lot of us off, especially if we're very sensitive. We just think, oh my gosh, I will break my family member or break their heart if I ever said something like this. I had to set limits because I could feel myself being torn in two from my family of origin to the family I was creating. So I had to figure out, how can I say this in a way that doesn't make me feel like the worst human on earth and that lands with even the most sensitive family members. And so that's what we went through in episode 1. I'll like put it right here somewhere. Go back, watch that. We talked about emotional immaturity, some signs, because I think it's important to really understand what we're working with, because our boundaries land differently with emotionally immature people. And it's not to talk trash or talk down to our loved ones. It's simply understanding so we gain perspective and empathy and compassion. So it's a really good episode. Then we went through the 5 steps and we wrote a script live for Barb. We're going to continue with Barb's story. So definitely go back and check out that. But today we are going to go through the checklist. So let me bring that up. So we're going to be going back into the clear formula. So if you have that, and if you don't, I'm happy to send it to you. The link is down below. We're going to go to page 36. So this is the checklist that is going to safeguard your boundaries. So even when they push back, you will be able to weather the storm. And I use this every single time. Like I set a boundary, I sit down and I think, okay, what is my boundary? Why am I setting this? And what is my goal of the conversation? Because so many times, okay, I'm just going to come back here. I'm going to go on a little rant. So many times with my clients, their goal is not to upset the other person. I just want to be able to say it in a way that my mom doesn't cry. I just want to say it in a way that my dad doesn't blow up. I just want to be able to say it in a way that I don't upset anybody. And all of that is out of your control. And so it's really important for you to learn, what is the goal of the conversation? What can I focus on? And we'll walk through some examples like today. So you'll get all that. So that's a simple checklist. So you can either do it in the workbook or just have a piece of paper. But I'm going to switch it here and we're going to do this together. And we're going to continue to use Barb. So just a quick recap. Barb has a mom who's a night owl. She calls all hours of the night up until 9 p.m. or midnight. And Barb set a boundary and communicated it with her. Let's show you that quick. Even though I know I want you to go back and I want you to see it for yourself. Like I want you to watch episode 1 because it was so good. I'm just going to show you this quick so we're all on the same page. So her boundary that she communicated with her mom is, Mom, I love our nightly chats. It makes me feel so good or so close to you. But I've noticed that when it goes too late, I'm tired at work. So going forward, I'm turning my phone on Do Not Disturb at 9 p.m. That way we still have plenty of time to talk and I don't miss your stories. I love you, Mom. So as you can see, my boundary scripts, and if you have, if you're not new here, if you're an OG, my scripts sound a lot different because we are attachment based. Like this is the number 1 attachment based boundary method. And it's because we do connect, limit, and we explain the benefit. This is how it benefits you. So now we're going to go back to our iPad and we're going to go back to the checklist. So that is what we're working on. Barb wanted to set a boundary with her mom. And also in episode 1, we learned the difference between a boundary and a request. That's very important. That would have completely changed everything for our family in terms of our estrangement. So now let's answer our checklist. So number 1, what is our boundary? And just follow along. So then you actually have a completed checklist at the end of this video. So what is our boundary? We're going to use Barb. I'm going to move this out of my way a little bit. Barb is, I won't answer the phone past 9 p.m. You can read that, right? I hope so. Okay. Number 2, why do I need this boundary? Like, why is this important? And this is when you get pushback, you're going to go back to your why. Like, this is important. Why do I need this boundary? Well, for Barb, she was tired at work. She was getting poor reviews, like from her, like poor performance. Performance. Did I spell that right? I don't even know. You get the point. I always tell my family when I say things wrong, I'm like, you know what I'm saying. So poor performance. And then she was starting to resent her mom because their pattern, Barb would say, Mom, like, this is really too late. Like, we're talking like 11:59 at night, like almost midnight. She's like, Mom, this is way too late. I'm really tired. I have to work in the morning. And then her mom would go silent, hang up, ghost her for days, and then come back and act like nothing ever happened. It was a really painful experience for her, but she was starting to resent her mom because she didn't feel cared for by her mom. So she wanted to limit resentment. Like, once I taught her about resentment, and we all know, like, resentment, you want to pick guilt every time because resentment ruins a relationship. And then number 3, what's your goal? For the conversation. So for Barb, make sure you can see this, shrink this down a little bit. For Barb, she just wanted to say it in a way that she felt like kind to her mom, and then just stay calm, even if her mom like hung up, because that's her normal MO, and she wasn't going to chase her mom. Normally, when her mom would hang up, then the dance would be Barb would start texting or calling repeatedly to try to get her, and this would go on for 3 days. So her goal was don't chase and stay calm. And she used one of our grounding tools, which, if you guys want, I have a list of over 50 different grounding tools to like calm yourself down if you get really worked up, which I do. I hate conflict, and that has to do with my childhood in our body. Like, if you've ever read the book The Body Keeps Score, it never forgets. So it's our tools. We really do need tools in our toolbox. So if you want more on that, just let me know. So now you can see she has completed the checklist. My boundary is I won't answer the phone past 9 p.m. Why do you need this boundary? I'm tired at work. Poor performance reviews. I want to limit resentment with my mom, so I protect our relationship. What's your goal for the conversation? Don't chase and stay calm. Okay? So that is what helped her be able to go forward and communicate the script that I just showed you. But I want to go through this again with another one, and then we'll just walk through a script, like just a common one, so you can just get more experience. So let's delete this, and I'm going to do the most common request boundary we have, like in our DMs. So select all, and we're going to, how do we delete this? Delete. There we go. Then we're going to switch our pen. Look at us get all fancy. All right, so let's go through this again. So if you didn't already, do this now. So here's our checklist. So what is our boundary? You want to know the most request? No kissing the baby. So no kissing the newborn. Okay. And number 2, why do I need this boundary? Keep my baby safe and healthy. Now, do you see just right here, like when there's pushback, oh my gosh, back in my day, we kissed them all the time. Even back in my day, when we had babies, there was a study done, and I don't know if this has been debunked, but it was like encouraging fathers to kiss newborns on the lips because they had bacteria in their mouth that gave them antibodies to something. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore, but just honestly, everything just changes so fast. But nowadays, we know doctors are saying no kissing the babies for the baby safety. But even knowing your why helps you no matter what they say to you. Like, you're being so sensitive. I can't believe you're doing this. You're just all these rules. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells around you, all this stuff. I get that. I get that that's how it feels. I understand your frustration. I know it's hard, and I'm keeping my baby safe. See how it keeps you grounded and anchored, and it kind of builds a shelter to protect you through the storm? And then number 3, let's say they are going to, like, what's their goal of the convo that they can control? Sorry, control. And this would be, this would be for them to stay calm, not argue. Okay, so now that you have your checklist, let's break this using the CLEAR formula. And again, I'm just going to walk you through what this is, just in case, and it's just good for review. So it has 5 steps, but the main are the top 3. So we're going to write CLEAR vertically. So we have connect. This is what makes our scripts different, is we use attachment-based language at the startup. We are making them feel very loved, appreciated, relevant in our lives. Attachment-based language, kind of like the sandwich, when you have to tell somebody something like, they're not going to want to hear. You have a compliment, you say your thing, and then you compliment at the end. It's kind of like that, except the secret sauce comes in step 3. So connect, using attachment-based language. This is your limit. This is where you're stating your self-imposed limit. And then you're going to explain the secret sauce, which is, this is how it's going to benefit you. That's what really makes this so valuable. Like, my framework is so different because we're not focused on, us. We're making it really land with emotionally immature people because we're showing them we're thinking about you, and this is how it will benefit you if you come alongside me. So that's why it lands a lot better, because it makes them feel thought of, and it makes them feel like, oh, I'm getting something out of this. The 4th step is assure. This is when you get some pushback, just assure them and repeat the boundary just nice and calmly. So that is the framework. And now I'm going to switch screens so we can write this out. Okay. So let me check to see what you're seeing. Okay, we're good. All right, so we have, I'm just going to write this out again. So our boundary is no kissing the baby because keep the baby healthy. That's our why, keep baby healthy. And our goal is stay calm and don't argue. All right, here is our script. Close this. We're so happy you're here. I know you're dying to meet the baby. Just so you know, we're not doing kisses right now. That way she stays healthy and you get more snuggle time without her getting sick. All right, so now let's go back to the formula. So connect and then limit and explain how this benefits them. And this is why our scripts land differently. And it feels like this is something we can do being hypersensitive peacekeepers. So there is our connect. And then here is our limit. And then here is the benefit to the other person. Let me make sure you can see this. Yes. Okay. So we have that. And now let's say they push back. Like, oh my gosh, it's just, it's so hard. It's, she smells so good. Or, I'm just like snuggling in. It's just very hard not to kiss. Then you assure and you just say, I know it's tough not to kiss her. She's so cute. And then just repeat. But this helps us stay chill and keeps her healthy for more visits. So no kissing, just enjoy the hugs. So communicating the boundary, it seems like that would be like the hard part. Whew, we're done, right? And it's not. It's actually minding the boundary. That's the hard part. So let's say your mom is over, she's holding the baby, and she just won't stop kissing the baby. It's just too tempting. I see for minding your boundary, you can go over, scoop up the baby, just say, we're going to go to nap time, take your baby. Another thing you can do is, let's just say the family member can't help themselves. When they come to visit, you'd be like, I'm actually just going to hold her today. It's just too tempting. We're just trying to make sure she stays healthy so we can have more visits. That's how I would handle it. That's how I would mind my boundary. So now that we've covered in this 3-part series, we've covered like how to set a boundary. We've discussed the difference between a request, a boundary. We've talked about emotional immaturity, signs of it, so you can really understand your family member. We've built scripts together. We've pre-gamed together. We've had a tailgate party, and now we've learned how to mind our boundary afterwards. If now you still feel like I have all the ingredients to set a perfect boundary, I know exactly what to do, I know how to weather the storm, doing the pre-checklist, all that stuff, but guilt, that feeling, that is still preventing me, I want you to watch this series next where I walk you through what you're actually feeling, because it's not guilt. I'm going to teach you what you're actually feeling. I'm going to teach you coping mechanisms, and I'll see you in the next video.